Recording. Okay. So last time we left off, we had wrapped up the excursion into the mines. You guys had hunted down a bounty for the bullet, which was terrorizing the glittering halls, which is where they mine like ores and um, precious gemstones. Um, you went over to try and meet the foreman of the mine, but they were busy at the time, and you made your way over to the Crystal Forest. But on your way there seemed to have been an emergency, and your other bounty had decided to finally show itself, where there was a large array of Kruthix, the insect-like creatures, um, terrorizing the miners. So you helped protect the mine, all the miners that were there. But as you were fighting, a large Hive Lord came out of the ground, and they started kidnapping the miners into their tunnels. Um, you're able to fend them off for the most part, but you had to chase the Kruthix into their lair, where you found a larger crystal domed area. But when James approached it, his crystal he currently wears on his belt um, seemed to breathe life into the crystal, and a portal opened, which ate the Kruthix and the people that you're trying to rescue. Um, while it appeared, it tried to charm all of you, but was only successful in charming.
Not me.
Yeah, I think it was Doc, Moki, and James. He was trying to get
Oh yeah.
James to give him the crystal, but James was able to resist it. Um, when it was demands weren't given into it, it lashed out. Moki and Doc were still under the sway, but due to the help of the team, they were able to also become unswayed and leave the area. The creature in the crystal was a large, appeared to be just a giant eye with tentacles that came out of other smaller portals. As you guys escaped, it broke open the cavern it was in and began to kind of take control of the larger cavern. You guys were able to escape, but before you're able to, a group of mercenaries came rushing in, and
But they were evil.
uh, from what you know, from what you knew, they were against your motives from what you know, but it seems that the giant eye was able to sway them to attack you right away, as if you could see that it was able to um, what's the word I want? Exert its influence using the crystals that was embezzled on the armor of the mercenaries. But Zurich and the foreman helped you clear out the mercenaries and finally escape. After you escaped it, the the tunnel was collapsed to the crystal forest, and Christoph, the foreman, uh, gave you guys a title of the protectors of Onestra. And he gave you he paid for the bounty for the Kruthix because you didn't technically have proof of it. Um, but he gave you a bounty in um, crystals and ores, or uh, like the raw materials that they ship out.
Mhm.
Which
And
I can't help but notice are not in my bag.
correct, I gotta do that.
I got down 5 pounds of crystal powder and 20 pounds of solid crystal.
Well, that's another thing. You got that as a bonus. But these were like precious gemstones and like the stuff you'd use for spell casting or armor
It sounds
crafting.
like you got cocaine.
Um, he does have powdered crystal.
Yeah, some white powder. Mhm.
No, it's purple powder. This time it's meth. Or is Breaking Bad blue?
Purple meth.
Purple meth. Um, but you were thanked. Everyone in the town is thanking you. James, you're able to go and collect more samples of the crystals, and um, and yeah, so you guys exited the mine. Um, your day pretty much ended there, and there was a celebration at the inn, uh, and Zurich was paying for everyone's drinks, and everyone was merry. That's pretty much where we left off. I'm assuming we're gonna start with a new day, but that's kind of up to you guys. But we did.
I mean, unless we want to be like, unless we want to say we go back to the frothing ground.
Well, that's what I did because the crowd was gathering and Lady K was basking in the her 15 minutes of
And
fame.
the glory. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm out of here, so I left, and I went back to the inn. I wanted to get as much rest as I could, as quickly as I could.
Yeah, and Doc was passing out pamphlets and talking about his god. And
Oh yeah.
and I think Moki was just about to start getting hammered.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start in the new day then, just cause easy.
I don't know,
peasy.
man. I'm the only one that's going to a new day. They can do other stuff if they want.
Okay. Lady K and
Question?
Moki, what would you like to do?
Dude, I'm just fucking hammered. Just head off.
So Moki's
just
gonna
gonna-
spend his night drinking,
Yep.
making more friends with Zurich and his cohorts.
Yes, my streamer.
Oh man. And Lady K, what show are you gonna work on your headdress or do other things?
Well, I am first going to join Moki for a couple of, but not the whole night. I am still gonna go back to my room and work on my headdress.
Okay. Okay. You guys have an enjoyable night. Lady K, your headdress is coming along nicely. Probably one more day and it'll be complete. Moki, you had a fun-filled night. And James is fully rested and ready to go for this next day.
I should say that I am fully rested as well because I am an elf. I don't need to sleep.
Well, everyone will be fully rested. Because
Yeah.
you guys exited
I
the
think that's
mine
the whole
at
point, right, of taking the full rest.
What was that?
Well, I'm saying, isn't that the whole point of taking a long rest?
Yeah. Everyone, but Lady K technically can do it in 4 hours, so. Okay.
What time would you say it was when when we went back, when we got out? Because I don't have that recorded anywhere.
It would have
my
been about
goodness, doesn't matter.
mid-afternoon, like 3 or 4 p.m.
Man, I want to sleep early.
You had used up a lot of your spells. But,
All right, I'd say to get the full rest, then it's only 8 hours. So I guess I'd wake up like around 1 or 2 in the morning.
sure, you can do that.
Who's still up?
Wait, what time is it right now?
It'll be 1 or 2 in the morning. Moki, you can
Wow.
dictate when you go to sleep.
I'm still awake, but I'm in my room.
Yeah, Lady K will be awake because her trance lets her finish up in 4 hours.
Oh yeah. Fuck that. I'm gonna head off to bed.
Alright,
I
so
know, I
Moki's
need-
asleep. James, from what you can tell, the inn is quieted down considerably from when you had gone up to your room. Seems like most of the celebrators are gone. And it sounds like there's not very many. Outside, it sounds like the dead of night. People are sleeping. If you were to look out your window, you can actually see there's like a sea, a fog has kind of rolled into the town, so it's also kind of deadening the noise that could be coming in.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna fly it up to the top of the inn and then just read the Celestial book.
Okay.
I guess I'll spend a little bit more considerable time doing that today than other days. So I don't know how much progress that'll give me.
A good amount. Are you gonna do that till everyone else wakes up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Um. Okay. So James, you sit up there. Give me a perception roll. Disadvantage perception roll.
Ooh.
Wow, what a jerk.
I mean, it's foggy and it's night. Or wait, 'cause
7?
you're a bird. Don't you have? Give me a second.
Passive perception?
Oh no, not your passive. I thought you had like a special thing for perception checks. Or was I wrong?
I don't know. Do I?
I could be wrong. I thought you did. Okay, but as you're kind of out there, the um, the noise, the fog around you is like fully. While the fog has deadened your senses for the bit, because just no noise is coming towards you, and it's not a heavy fog, but it's enough to just. It makes for like a good reading atmosphere for yourself. So as the hours pass, you continue to read your book, and you can kind of, after a few hours, you can kind of begin to see like the sun in the east is trying to begin rising. You can see it through the pass, but it just kind of gives the fog an eerie yellow glow.
Alright, when I see the sunrise, I'll start heading in, see if there's anybody at the front desk.
Okay. Lady K, are you gonna just still be in your room?
Yeah?
Okay. Moki is knocked out, and Doc will also be knocked out. As you come inside, though, the front desk is so someone has been manning the desk all night in case late night stragglers come in. They're sitting there, kind of entertaining themselves with a book, and as they hear the door open, they poke up and see you walk in and kind of say, "Good morning. How can I help you today?"
I'll order some breakfast.
Um,
What do they have on the menu?
Fish, like eggs, potatoes, and pork.
I'll take one grilled fish.
Okay.
Whole.
A whole grilled fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The person at the desk kind of says, "Okay, I'll let the cooks know," and they kind of leave their area and they go and tell the kitchen. They come back and say, "Go, take a seat wherever you like."
Hold on. What is the name of that guy that we turned in the bounties to?
Alexander,
Alexander. Why don't I have that written anywhere?
because you probably lost those notes. Because didn't you lose all your notes?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. The waiter. What time does Alexander usually come in?
Alexander will probably be in about a couple hours. It's still pretty early, but he's usually here around 8 a.m. to help try and get new people for his hunter lodge.
What time is sunrise, Patrick?
This case would be about 6 a.m.
Okay. I'll just wait for my food.
Okay. Um,
And continue reading in the meantime.
as you continue reading, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and you see Jacob come out, and he sees you sitting there, and he walks over and he says, "May I join you this morning?"
Sure, have a seat.
He pulls out a chair and just sits down. It's been about a day since you've seen Jacob, but he looks pretty much how you left off. But he goes, I heard you guys had quite an exciting day yesterday."
Yeah, we got a lot done, incidentally. And I'll pull out one of the crystals. So have you ever heard of these reacting
And
spontaneously?
so Jacob kind of takes it from you and says, "I'll be honest, I had heard about the mines here opening up recently, but because let's be honest, crystals are crystals. Usually, there's some form of latent power with them, but I haven't officially looked deeply into them. Uh, but I can do a check on these if you want."
What does that mean, a check?
Well, I can sense what kind of power might be useful for these. Because while I might be a dragon, I have studied the spells of wizards and kind of magical items.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'll hand him a piece.
He takes it from you, and he pulls out from his bag, kind of just, you see him. They're like, he pulls down a piece of paper that has like runes carved in a circle, and he puts the crystal in the center, and then he pulls out a few jars, and this may take a little bit. I'm a little rusty with trying to identify things, but it shouldn't take too long. He opens the jars and kind of pours out some pieces of powder over the crystal, and he begins to kind of, you see his eyes flash, and his hands his hands hover over the crystal, and a hum fills the air, and with a few shocks from his hand, the crystal lights up, and you can kind of see as if like a little portal blips above it and then fizzles out. And he says, "I'll be honest, I haven't seen crystals that hold planar power before."
What kind of magic did you use there?
In this case, I was trying to identify what magic I could use, but I was using a kind of a planar spell set. I can't fully rupture gateways, but it helps me identify because he kind of just said, it's like, you've seen the items I gave you guys. I have to be able to identify what my weapons or my goods do, so I've trained at the bare minimum how to identify different forms of magic. And in this case, I was able to identify that there's some kind of planar energy infused within these crystals. I can't tell you where it opens it, but I can tell you that it can seem to open a portal.
You think that's why they need so many of these crystals?
Jacob kind of says, "You'll have to kind of explain to me what because he doesn't know what really. He just knows that yesterday was an exciting day. He hasn't had any of the details, and he just because you'll have to explain to me what happened in there. I just know something bad happened. You guys were the heroes, and that's kind of the story I've gotten. And you'd have to also tell me what your hypothesis is for these crystals, because I can't. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with seeing these. I know in Grandport they're the height of fashion for a lot of the more upscale people, but and they've started making their ways out into the world. But I can't tell you beyond that. Like
is my food ready?
yeah, the waiter has come and while Jacob was doing the identification, they dropped off your fish.
Perfect. I'll ask Jacob if he can fly up to the rooftop with me. If not, I can carry him.
Jacob says, carrying would be. I prefer not to expose who I am too much.
That's why I asked.
But yeah, so Jacob will follow you out to the roof.
All right. Once we're on the roof. Is it safe here?
Can I say that I heard them and so I follow them?
Yeah. How would you say?
Can you say that though if you never left your room?
Well, I mean, so how would you say?
Window. I have a window.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Well, we were outside or inside.
But she could probably hear you going up to the roof. Well, because she is at the top level. Because remember, she has this fancy suite.
Yeah, I have a fancy suite, man.
But you can hear them from outside your window. Are you going to try and join them, or are you just going to eavesdrop on the conversation?
No, I want to. I want to make my presence known. I don't want it to be a secret. So I walk up to them and I'm like, "Hey guys, good morning."
Well, let's say you shout from the window, or you.
Oh, okay.
Because like you're on the edge, but you can hear them discussing. Like you can hear them arriving up top.
Okay. I'm like, "Hey, what are you guys doing up there?"
We're just gonna enjoy the sunrise. If you want to join us.
Yes, I will meet you there soon.
Give me an athletics check.
Hey.
Oh, what the fuck?
Gotta climb up
How
on
do you
the
know I'm
roof.
not good at that?
I can literally just go pick her up.
I guess you can do that, but there's no. She's
Because I have terrible. What was it?
athletics.
Athletics.
We have a -1.
You try and you're able to. You slowly climb your way up.
Sure.
No, I wanted to fail. And then once I see her fail, I'll fly down and be like, "Here, let me give you a hand."
So she kind of climb. She can't get a grasp on the railing like she thought she could, and she just kind of plops back down. So James comes and picks you up and brings you up to the roof as well.
Don't worry, James wouldn't laugh at you. That's me. IRL.
But yeah, so Jacob just kind of looks and says, "So what do you have in mind to do on the roof?"
Well, I thought it was gonna be a more private conversation, but maybe we should wake up Moki or see how he is, and might as well have him in on this too. So I'll be right back. You two can mingle, and I'll go see if Moki is really passed out or not.
Okay. Jacob kind of turns to you, Lady K, and says, "How are you enjoying your journey so far? I know this is a first big leap for you."
Yes, I am enjoying being away from home. I can't say I don't miss the food though. Not sure how much I can take of eating this kind of fish when I'm accustomed to a different standard, but
It'll It'll take some time. I know what you mean. I used to grace the courts of kings and queens. There is a pleasantness to the food that they can acquire. But you do get it beats having to eat squirrels on the road. And in my case, a lot of squirrels if there's no food to be found.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, I'm sorry if I sound.
Oh no, it's um.
Rich?
Oh, but you.
I am not complaining.
Um. But James, you make your way to Moki's door. Moki, how much did you drink the night before?
Quite a bit.
All right, Moki, give me a perception check.
But you're a giant.
Oh.
What is quite a bit?
Oh, that's
Pa, pa,
true.
pa.
14.
All right.
I assume James, you're gonna knock on his door.
Yeah.
Uh, you can hear this slight dull noise in the background, Moki, as you begin to come to your senses. Moki, you are now awake.
I slowly wake up, and I hear knocking on my door, and I ignore it for a couple of seconds, and then I get back up and I ask, "Hey, who is it?"
It's James.
Oh, come in, come in. I'm a little sick, so you may have to stand back a little bit.
How'd you get sick so quick?
All the drinking, you know. You never know.
What time did you go to sleep?
Like, well, 1? What time is it right now?
Like 6?
Yeah. Long
Yeah.
rest doesn't mean sleeping. Sleeping it just means resting.
Yeah. Yeah, this was, we had a long. I mean, we had a long day yesterday. You know.
Well, you can come rest with us on the rooftop. We're gonna have a conversation with Jacob.
Oh, all right. Let me let me put on my clothes first.
You could have told me you were naked in here.
Moki just showing off the Goliath body.
I'll be out on the roof.
All right. I'll get out and I'll head back to the roof.
All right, all right.
Suddenly, the door next to you guys opens and Doc comes out too. Hello, good morning, friends. I heard you talking. Are we going to have roof party?
Oh,
Yep.
roof party indeed.
Okay. Let me go
I
take
was
off.
just heading to your door to wake you up.
Let me go take off armor, or make sure I can climb onto roof. And Doc will join you out there as well.
All right, all right.
All right. We'll say everyone's back on the roof. The sun has come out a little bit, but now it seemed like the path, the path that you guys kind of came on. Above it, the city of Onestra is kind of covered in this gray marine layer. The fog is still kind of around you. It's starting to thin, but it's a gloomy day. And the sun has kind of disappeared once again. So there's a slight chill to the air, and the city of Onestra is still sleeping, so it's still very quiet, and your voices don't seem to travel very far because of the fog around you.
So do we all take crystals out of our pockets?
Take what?
Oh, I'm just being stupid.
No, I didn't hear.
Oh, do we all just take out crystals from our pocket?
I think only James has the crystals.
Okay.
Unless you guys took crystals, which, I mean, you could have taken
That's
crystals.
what I was asking. I thought I was the only one that got given crystals.
I mean, technically,
Yeah,
you guys were given a giant box of them, I think.
I think I requested like one of the followers.
Oh, I think Lady Keikui actually has one because she liked the purple.
Yeah. Let's see.
But we can say Lady K takes out her crystal.
Oh yeah, I didn't write it down. But yeah, no, I did.
And so Jacob kind of speaks up and says, "So what's our plan here?"
Well, first of all, and I'll go over everything that happened
Um,
from afterwards when we left the forest. That we left him in the inn or wherever he was, and we went to go explore the mines. So I'll let him in on everything that we did over there.
okay. As you go over it, Doc
Yeah.
also begins to chime in. Cause are you gonna go into detail about like everything that happened?
Yeah. So as I'm going in detail, I want to stop or like to the part where the crystal started glowing, and I'll let him know, and I'll let everyone else know that when the crystals were glowing, my belt was reacting to it.
Oh.
Oops! I just scrolled my headphone all the way down. So your belt was reacting. Um, and this is when you're in the underground, or the underground. It was all underground. In the tunnel to rescue the people.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is when we were in the crystal forest.
Well, was this when the portal opened or before the portal was opening? When you was, I guess because there were 3 stages. There was the crystals all glowed when you summoned one of your.
Honestly, Patrick, you're gonna have to refresh my memory on this because I don't remember.
Okay. So every time you
I think it
summon
was every time, right?
so the crystals were glowing more as you kind of approach them, but when you summon Porky and Dropshot, like the whole cavern itself seemed to be imbued with a new form of energy. And then when you went
Yeah.
fully down into the cavern below, the crystals fully reacted with your belt. Uh,
So then I'll hand the belt over to Jacob and see if he can identify that, or if he sees anything strange about it or recognizes it.
okay. Um, so Jacob
We've
takes.
had it. Hold on, I'll tell him we've had it for a long time, but I wasn't sure who I can trust, and all the people on this rooftop is who I've considered the inner circle.
Okay. So as you do this, Jacob sees and says, I guess my first question is, where did you ascertain? I'm assuming the belt is a secondary characteristic, and it's really the crystal that's inside of it.
Correct.
Where did you get the crystal?
I guess I'll tell him about the cave.
Because technically, Lady Keikui doesn't know about the cave either.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, we can tell her too.
Okay, but pretty much, also as a recap for everybody, Doc and James will kind of go over like the whole cave structure, and Moki will kind of
What do
give
you
it.
mean? We have Moki's pictures.
I don't know if Moki was drawing yet though. He didn't start
No,
drawing till afterwards.
no, I didn't.
I think
I
he
didn't.
was.
Um, I stopped well, okay, out of character. I stopped drawing once we started using the
Where?
what do you call it? The
It was fire.
application. Yeah, because it was just like a big reason why I was drawing was to give like context and like in my head like what the hell was going
No,
on.
I need Moki's drawings, James.
You drew
But-
this thing.
No, but we're talking about the drawings from way back. I don't think
This is the drawing from where we got the crystal.
Oh wait, are you?
You can see the crystal behind the thing.
If he was, how he pooped.
Oh, Dwight, I don't know if I have that. If we're going
Because
that
like
far
we
back.
have that's his library on the side, and then he had a bunch of little minions that he was happy because he had friends now, and then he had the crystal on the back. And I don't remember, like he had the fucking rug, the hippie rug, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be.
It's a rug! Don't make fun of his rug.
It was my rug because I was trying to trick you guys into thinking it was a portal. um,
So anyway, the whole story leads to we met this guy after fighting through a cave of a bunch of little creatures, and he gave us a crystal and a bunch of other books.
Oh, yeah,
That-
this was
Books
the
so that
last
you can learn
cave,
another
right?
language.
That was where I got the Celestial book. He was the only one that had it, and I started learning Celestial.
I remember that.
Hold on, let me.
and then also on top of that, well, and so then Doc also kind of explains the statues and the gives a brief synopsis of the void. And he even says the creature that we saw in the cave itself, yesterday resembled one of the images in the temple that we stumbled into.
Yeah.
And so Jacob kind of just Jacob has his look of he has kind of this quizzical but concerned look going on. And he's kind of pondering. He says, I'll be honest, I've heard of stories from before my time, of a prophet that had kind of explored the region, and I know there were these temples that sprouted up in a lot of major regions that were used to commune with another plane that hadn't been explored before. And I'm wondering if this maybe is linked to those stories. I'll let you know that they don't have a happy ending, because it turns out they were he just kind of racks through his brain. He's like, because I can tell you, it seemed as if the crystals kind of corrupted the land. If these are the very same crystals, they're now back out there, and who knows what could happen. And he says, "Have you seen the creature that guarded this place recently at all, or have you only seen them once?"
No, it's the only time we've ever seen it was inside the cave, and I think it might have been pulled out because my crystal was there as well.
On top of that, so Jacob kind of looks at the crystal. I don't think there's any discerning identifiers on it that we had, right? It was just pretty much a crystal we found.
That's what you said.
That's what I mean.
It
So
was just big enough to be put on a belt.
So Jacob kind of says, "Okay, let me." He takes out the same materials he had before, and he does the same little ritual, but this time the power that kind of emits off of it is a thousandfold of the small little, like a great, like the rip that you would normally get when Porky and Dropshot appear is 10 times the size of that. But it flashes open, and Jacob looks up and looks into it and quickly makes sure to try and close it again. As you all are standing pretty close to Jacob, you're all able to see into this portal. From what you can see, it looks like a maelstrom of destruction is going on. You can see creatures just being ripped apart. Or you see
What
you
the
see what look to
fuck?
be shapes of creatures being ripped apart, but then reforming into new creatures. You can see large monsters that seem to be prowling the land, and in as the is just a foreboding sense comes over all of you. But before Jacob can close it, once again the great eye appears over all of you, and a purple flash once again kind of flashes out. But Jacob's able to close the portal. Everyone, give me a wisdom check.
Oh,
Oh God.
Or wisdom.
Favor
oh,
check.
Save. My bad.
oh.
I mean, if you're
Wait, there's a difference?
no, because if I'm calling for the wisdom, then
There is a difference between a save and a check. Your
Okay.
modifiers will usually be different.
Yeah, my
Okay.
modifier.
So am I clicking on the button that says wisdom under my ability saves and senses?
That's a check. The one you want is the one that's under saving throw modifiers.
Oh, okay.
It should be under those.
Okay.
anyway, where do you see
Saving
that one?
throws. Right under.
Oh,
Yeah, it's right under on the left.
Okay. Damn, I don't think I passed.
okay.
Damn, we all rolled like shit.
Okay. Everyone's eyes flash purple, even Jacob's, but that seems to be the lingering effect. And your head's clear after a second, and but yeah. But as Jacob looks back down at the crystal, it seems runes have carved into the edge of the crystal. And Jacob kind of ponders over it, and he says, I recognize these, but I can't recall what they mean. I have books that might be able to help me back in my lair, or I might be able to go to the Golden City to see if, because they have a vast library there, to try and check for this symbology. But
Well, that's where we're going, isn't it?
are you asking in character? Or out of
Grandport?
No.
Oh, in character.
Grandport. The Golden City is, Jacob kind of says, Golden City is north of the mountains in the desert. It's those beautiful oasis, capital of the desert that's built up against an enormous oasis.
Oh, I see it. In the sand?
Yeah. And it is close to my home, actually, but I've been hanging out down south for a little bit, so no, Grandport is Grandport. The Golden City is beautiful, but he says the most I can tell you is it's the same sort of planar magic, which from what it sounds like you already kind of figured, but it feels as if it's like a key or some kind of amplifier to these other crystals.
Or it could be used in the reverse.
A de-amplifier?
Because, no, in the reverse direction. So I can use the powdered crystals to amplify the belt crystal.
Jacob says, potentially, that one you would need to go. I guess because Jacob kind of begins to kind of think it over. He says, "I can see that, but I'll be honest, I'm not great in the way of enhancing magical items. I can tell you what they do and how to like remove curses, but I can't tell you how to make them stronger, unless it's one of my own making. I can tell you there's a wizard in Grandport who might be able to help.
What is the wizard's name? How do we find him?
The wizard, you'll have to ask around in Grandport because it's been a little while since I've been there, but his name is Cillian. I have it written down. Give me a second. Cillian Zyrosian. He's an elven mage. Last I heard, he was serving the court, but who knows?
How do you spell that?
Cillian, like Cillian Murphy, the actor. Cillian. Last name Zyrosian. ZyorScion.
Oh wow, that's a weird last name. Okay.
Is it SISE or is it just SEION?
Scion. My bad. It's like the Scion, like the car, but Sion. Because I'm special and I can say it however I want.
Web.
He might be able to see about doing what you want to do. Why is my dad calling me? BRB.
Where was this guy supposed to be?
Wizard?
Did he say?
Okay.
Yeah.
He's an elven mage, so he's a wizard in Grandport that can look up into our getting our stuff. What was it? Making them stronger?
Yeah, empowering the crystal.
Oh yeah, that's it.
What was the name again?
Cillian Zyorsian.
Alrighty.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay.
See, we got a completely different.
What?
I was typing as he was like saying it. Did I get the name right?
Zyrosician.
How do I get?
That's what I got.
What? Who is right, Patrick?
Neither of you.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
You know what? But I like your guys' spelling more, so maybe.
Sure. Then why did you say the SI twice?
No, I
That's what I asked about.
missaid. My bad.
What type of race is he?
Elf. He is an elf.
Okay.
And Jacob says, he's close to 800 years old now, so he has
Okay.
a lot of knowledge that he could potentially help you with. But even Jacob,
Where do you know where exactly we'll be able to find him?
your best
I
bet
mean,
would be
it's-
to potentially go to the enclave that exists in the Grandport. The enclave pretty much makes up the leadership for the whole city of Grandport, and they help govern the whole city and determine what the city's needs are. And Cillian has been, he's not officially a part of the enclave last I heard. He's just kind of, he acts as
Power.
as a mediator to them, or at least as a knowledge font, because Cillian he's been alive for a long time and he's able to impart a lot of knowledge to help guiding the city. He's actually one of the leading people that allowed for Laketon to prosper like it has begun. Um, but even Jacob kind of turns to you, James, and says, "So what is your plan with this? With trying to improve the crystal?"
Well, I'd like to know what the crystal is, but the other thing is I'm able to communicate more and more as I learn Celestial, and I'm able to communicate with the creatures that spawn out of it. So through that, I'd like to learn more, see if they can be empowered or if they're always going to be coming out at the same strength.
Jacob kind of just says, "Okay, I might be able to help, but I'll need to head back to my neck of the woods. Um, obviously, I'll take the quicker route, but I'll need to travel a ways out of town before I can transform without drawing an eye. But I also want to go and check on this cave that you guys had found.
Sí, we're gonna go get
Um,
Mhm.
and
Dijo
so
que la vez hija porque estaba
and so Jacob kind of just says, I think this is where we'll kind of part ways for now.
Are you not
And
going to Grandport?
I think this will be more important to like I was going to Grandport to try and sell my items. It's all about or try and gain more items. This feels like I'll be honest. A, it sounds like a much more fun story for myself. I like to trade in stories with people. But B, it also sounds like uh, something is going on that might need to be kept track of. So you guys will need to continue the Grandport on your own.
Okay,
Um,
I accept your wisdom.
um, but don't worry, you're as long as you're in Onestra, I'll keep the tab will be open at the inn, so you guys can stay here for a while. And Jacob pulls out from his robe. Here's a speaking stone so that you can speak with me if needed.
Don't we have two of these now?
Mhm. Well, I mean, yeah.
Where'd the second one
Who's
come
it
from?
for?
We got it in Layton when we were talking to Bird Bitch.
Oh,
You guys were asking, okay, but what's the point of you? Like, how are you gonna help us? They were being very rude, Patrick. I remember that.
but okay, but I guess you have two, but Jacob says, well, that one doesn't communicate with me, so make sure you keep them separate, I guess.
Well, I was going to say, how, do we have like tape or something like that we could put on the stone to see who?
Oh my god.
Jacob kind of waves his hand in it. The stone takes the shape of a dragon head and says, here, that should help.
Ooh.
Just realize it's kind of a one-way thing. I won't be able to communicate back, but if you guys are in danger or need help, just shout into the stone and what the issue is. Or if you find a new discovery, you can.
Aren't the stones supposed to be two-way communication?
Not this one.
Sending stones are weird. Because it turns out I was playing sending stones incorrectly when I did the other one. Let me see, give me a second. I'm gonna Google it. Oh no, you're right. Oh, but they can only be used once a day, kind of thing. Because that's what the wiki says.
Okay, so I'm running into this interesting thing. There's two. There's a speaking stone and there's a sending stone.
Oh,
What would be the differences?
speaking stone, D&D. Let me see. Uh, I think the speaking stone was made specifically for the ab, uh, one of the adventures. But I mean, we can use it like that. The way it'll work is we'll give it 5 messages a day. So either from both, or 2 messages a day from both ends. So Jacob can send you 2 messages a day, and you can send him 2 messages a day. But you can't have like a conversation over it.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so Jacob says, pretty much use this to tell me where you are, if there's danger, or if there's any like new things you have discovered, and I'll try and send back any information that I find.
Oh, see, this is the one. So you're limited by 25 words,
Yeah.
and then the recipient can respond with 25 words. That's for sending, so it doesn't really matter. It's both stones are two-way communication.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be a dick about the 25 because I don't want to count your words.
Howard.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna count the words. But Jacob pretty much says, but yeah, this way, at least we can still have communication. But yeah, I am curious to see where this will lead you guys. And hopefully that group you've been chasing isn't doing something too stupid.
What do you mean? They're trying to revive a dead god?
There's stupid and then there's true stupid. We'll see which one. We'll see what their plan really is, but hopefully, because they're very well could just be the cause of the destruction of this land. But Jacob hands you back the crystal and says, "Well, make sure to keep this close. Seems like it's more important than we might have realized, or you might have realized." Jacob slowly begins to roll up his slips and says, "Is there anything else you guys would like to go over?" Or
Not that I can think of.
Oh,
I'm just here because James woke me up.
So okay, and so Jacob says, "Well, as you can probably presume, the road to Grandport is." He points. Well, we came in through the pass, and he just kind of shows you. It's just follow the main road out, and the road across there will take you about a day to 2 days to walk it, depending on how fast you guys decide to do it.
Oh shit.
There's a kind of a way station, you could call it, near the middle that that you guys can camp at if needed. Otherwise, if you do rush it, you can make it in the day, but well, that's your guys' choice. I'm gonna stay in Onestra a few more days, just because I want to keep an eye on the collapse cave. Because I get the feeling, even though they saw the danger, those crystals are still a major export of this town. And while I think Kristoff has a true heart, greed can corrupt any man or dwarf.
Wow, is that a Hobbit reference?
I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do
Sure,
that.
you don't.
Um, um, but yeah, Jacob says there's nothing else. I guess. Yeah, he's like, if nothing else, I guess we can go back downstairs. From the top of the roof, you guys can also hear that the town is kind of beginning to wake up. You can see shapes in the plaza beginning to set up their tents for the market day. You can hear muffled ship hands loading ships in the bay. And like a kind of like this, like the shift whistle that happens in the cartoons. It goes boosh from the mine, saying a new shift is beginning.
That was pretty close.
Um, and Jacob bids you guys farewell and says, "I'm gonna head down now." What do you guys do?
I was gonna do that.
I haven't had breakfast. I'm gonna go look for breakfast.
Oh yeah, the whole time I was eating my grilled fish in front of all of you.
Which made me hungry, so.
Okay, everyone who hasn't had breakfast, and maybe James has second breakfast, goes down and can eat breakfast to their content. As you guys go into the inn, Zarek is there, but he's talking to the bar keeper, the cook, whatever you want to call him. But Zarek, across his back, he has his great sword strapped across his back. He has a large knapsack thrown over his shoulder. And it seems like he's getting ready to leave town. And then also in the inn, you can see Alexander's finally shown up. The bounty board is still kind of set up in a way where you can see he's taken down your Griffin bounties.
It's updated.
Yeah.
Are there any new?
There's the only bounties that remain up there are the Kruthic, the Bullet, and the Basilisk.
Okay.
So we can go up to Alexander and be like, "Oh, good morning, Alexander."
Oh, why? Good morning, friends. Have you?
I see.
You have good news?
Yeah, I see you're updating the posters, and then I'll show him the bullet head that we took.
He says, "Oh, great." Alexander was in the middle of updating it just now, and you can see he was beginning to take down at least the Kruthic one, because Kristoff had sent word that the bounty was completed.
I don't know how he wouldn't have heard. Wasn't the whole town like all up in arms about it?
Yeah, but I mean, yesterday's celebration, you could just say that, it's just more fun. But now he's getting ready to update everything. And he says, "Oh, great! This really cleared up the board. He pays you out the, what is it, 200 gold? Where is it?
For the bullet?
Yeah. Shoot, where is it? 1,200 gold.
Jesus.
I really put the price at whatever. He pays you guys out 1,200. The Kruthic, he also pays you guys out for that. because he did finish his bounty. Kristoff rewarded you for helping the miners, but Alexander still held the gold for the actual bounty itself. So you guys are 3,200 gold richer, and Alexander turns to you and says, "Well, we thank you."
Wait, how much did he give us for the Kruthik?
Holy shit.
It was 500 to kill 4, and you. That's what the bounty was for. Obviously, the number was inflated, but Alexander
Yeah.
says, "This is what the bounty was set for. I know you guys killed more, but we don't. We are just a hunting lodge. We don't have that much. It's kind of a donation that we have that gets set up to deal with the bounties." But
So how much did I get?
so the whole party got 3,200. So divided by that's 800 each.
Okay.
No, he gave them to me.
We're rich.
Okay, he gave it to James.
Okay.
So but
Well-
he handed over the earnings to James, and then James can figure out what to do. But technically, the party knows how much gold they earn, so that's for you guys to deal out.
Yeah, I'll deal it out.
But he says, yeah, the
800 each.
and then he goes and he says, 1 second, let me go. So he says, so we are a offshoot of the Hunter's Lodge that takes place in Grandport, or I say Grandport, but it's really the Hunter's Lodge spans across all of Borten. All the great cities have, and even some sub-cities like Onestra have Hunter's Lodges, and then he hands you a kind of a writ of passage saying, detailing the work you guys done. So other lodges might have more experienced work for you guys to do. Here in Lenestra, it's kind of low level, but like if you go to some of the mountainous areas where you have to deal with more dangerous monsters, while they would like to have hunters helping, the Hunter's Lodge is actually primarily kind of how to show off who you are, and they don't want beginners stumbling to their death and making things more difficult. So this writ of passage will kind of show that you have experience completing these hunts. And with the amount you've completed, this will put you kind of at, it's above the beginner level, but it would put you just below intermediate. Once you
Well,
begin,
thank you so much for writing it.
he signs it.
I'm not even there. Just kidding.
And hands it over. He hands that over to James as well, and says, "The Hunter's
Thank
Lodge
you.
looks forward to more of your future hunts."
Thank you. We appreciate your support.
But he says also, if you fight more monsters along the way, and you find you harvest some of the body parts in Grandport, they have one of our main lodges exists, and you can kind of trade the parts for gear, or even some people will be able to use the, like, let's say you fight the basilisk. In the throat of the basilisk is an oil that can be used to undo the petrification. Or if you find eggs of the basilisk, you can sell the eggs there, or they can even teach you how to raise the basilisk from the egg to have as a pet. And so the Hunter's Lodge there will kind of give you more. Well, let's just say it'll give you a way to at least to offload some of the goods you have, or maybe learn new things about the monsters that you're hunting. And sometimes you'll find out that not every monster needs to be hunted.
Ooh.
What if the monsters is the friends we made along the way?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's why we don't hunt it.
Because we also for the hunters, for some of the hunters lodge, so like the griffin bounty that you guys completed, technically it was either kill the griffin or make sure it finds some way to scare it off. One of these ways is much simpler than the other. And also it's harder to prove the other, but our ecosystems can be a little haphazard. So sometimes saving the monsters might be better because you never know what new creature will take over the spot of the monster you killed. But Alexander just kind of says, but I'm rambling, so thank you so much for your help. Let me know if you guys kill the basilisk or not. There's more gold where this came from, and
But you just said that that's all you.
well, I can always. There's always more stuff we can crowdsource for, but yes, if you kill the basilisk, obviously the board now will be empty. Hey guys, but thank you for all your help. And he kind of goes back to what he was to cleaning up the bulletin board and everything.
Cool. So I'll go back to the crew.
Yep, the crew is sitting. So you guys are all sitting around the table, eating your food, hanging out.
And I'll give them all their 800 gold. And I'll tell them
Oh, thank
Alexander
you.
also gave us a writ of passage when we get to Grandport.
Right.
So we'll have work if we need it.
I raise my hand to James and I wait for him to answer me. I have a question, James.
Yes, Loki.
What does writ of passage mean?
Oh my god, it's a letter of recommendation.
I do not know such
Oh
words.
god. Okay.
Okay, I will write that
Moki,
in my journal.
a writ of passage is like a drawing that tells them what we've done.
A drawing. That's I see. All right.
He
Do
understands
you
that.
understand
I
drawing?
understand. I understand drawing.
Okay.
Everything makes sense now.
All right, well, that's it. What do we want to do?
Should we start venturing into Grandport?
We can. The only other thing is, I think the townsfolk also wanted a basilisk done. I don't know if we want to do that or we just want to skip it. Leave it for other adventurers.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not like we're never going to be back to Anistra, right? Well, that's probably true.
Well, it's up to you guys. I'm trying not to shove you in one direction. Like obviously, I ask what you guys will be doing just so I know what to prep. Cramport will be one of the next, or is a city I am prepping. But if you guys skip it, you guys skip it. If you guys want to stay in Onestra, you can stay in Onestra. You guys want to go to Lake Tin, you can go to Lake Tin. It's up to you.
That's the quest, right? That's in Onestra.
The
Okay, I
basilisk.
vote for just.
The basilisk.
The basilisk is the last bounty on the board.
Yeah. I
So-
would recommend. Yeah.
I'm sorry. My vote is for just hunting the basilisk and then leaving.
Yes, I second that. And I mean, out of character, like it's. I mean, since we only spend what was it like once a week, and I think it's beneficial if oh well, I mean that I can't really say that. That's
What are you gonna say?
Yeah, what are you trying to get at, James?
to move from like one point to the other without like backtracking, because we could backtrack like once we view all the cities, but like if we end up going to Grandport, I have a feeling like we won't go back to this quest.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh no. I mean it was just
Hmm.
suggestion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I will say, like, if you guys were to leave the like now and wanted to come back to kill the Basilisk later, I'm not going to say the Basilisk quest would still be there. Theoretically, there could be new quests or something, but
Yeah.
I will have like I will pretend that the world is revolving, even if you guys don't do something.
Okay.
So if you
So we should
if you guys skip a
definitely.
town, if I have a story set for that town that's supposed to be happening while, like in that time frame, it will happen. There would just be no intervention from you guys to stop something or to begin something.
Oh. Okay.
But that's not a penalty. That's just
Right.
the
It's
world
just
keeps going. If
world
you
creating,
guys decide to just
world
wander the
building.
wildlands, that's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah. It just. I mean, that makes sense. It just adds on to world building. If we don't do it, then it has something. It has some causal effects throughout the entire thing.
Right. Basilisk time.
James agrees. James.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okie doke. Um, okay, everyone. So around it's about 8 a.m. So let's say you guys kind of head out at 9 a.m. to the quarry, because you guys know the bounty takes place at the quarry.
Right. Yeah, you
Yep.
mentioned that.
As you guys come out to the market is in pretty much full swing now. It's the fog is almost full, is pretty much gone at this point. It's still overcast with a slight breeze. It's a little chilly. The smell of the sea is very strong this morning, and but everyone's just out and about buying and selling goods. Out in the port, you can see more ships are. You can still see a large amount of ships, and also the ship that kind of came into port when you guys arrived appears to still be, seems to be loading up a lot on goods from the mine. But yeah, you guys kind of make your way to the quarry.
So that ship is suspicious.
The ship is something. It feels weird to keep pointing out the ship, but the ship is a thing.
Okay, cool.
But we're going to the quarry. So we head out to the quarry. As you guys kind of head out, no one's really passing you because most people are just beginning their trek through. They've either already left to go to the other side of the pass, or they're vice versa. But as you guys make your way into the quarry, there's a few guards at the front, and as you guys approach, they kind of say, "Halt! What can we do for you today?"
We're here to hunt the basilisk.
Oh, okay. So Alexander finally got a new crew to send in there. Let us warn you. Uh, if you don't know about basilisks, if they look at you, you will turn to stone.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Um,
Yes, thank you for your information. That was very helpful.
Sorry, my mom texted me gibberish. And so they can't turn you to stone. Please be careful of the creature's gaze, or making eye contact with it. And it can be found on the western walls in a cave.
Western walls. Okay.
Pretty much, you know you're close when you get close to the statues.
But where's the map?
You don't got a map.
I'm the
I'm
map.
not
I'm the
building
map.
a map
I'm
of
the
a
map.
quarry. It took me
You
like
did one for the mines.
It took me so long to build that stupid thing.
You had 3 weeks.
Wow.
I'm not building out a quarry map. You guys can theater of the mind. If I'm gonna make big maps, it'll be like 2D maps, and then I'll do battle maps for Tailspire. The big maps are just oof. They're not. They're
Yeah, that was a lot of work.
But yeah, so you guys can. The quarry is. It seems as you guys kind of step into it, as you can hear the sound of sledgehammers and pickaxes just kind of chipping away at the walls. As you look down, you can see just kind of layers and layers of just outcroppings, and at various stages you can see dwarves just kind of trying to chip away at the wall in the way that large slabs of rock come falling down. Interesting enough, it does seem they're using monsters to help move these things around. Or there seems to be like rock monsters themselves helping pull the creatures, or not creatures, pull the slabs around, because these are probably like 2-ton slabs of stone that even the dwarves can't move. And there's a path that kind of winds down deeper into the quarry, but there's an outer edge as well. And from what you can see, everyone roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh shit. There it is. Please. Oh, motherfucker.
What's we got? Lady K, you're able to see you can see that it's not. So it seems the Basilisk Cave is across the quarry, so you guys have to kind of wind down. But it's not along the path, it's in a smaller, like, upper outcropping. But you can see you can see there's a hole in the wall, but also as if there's like stone statues. Or you can't see if there's stone statues or not, but you can see what appear to be people shapes, but they're not moving.
Oh, so they probably looked at the basilisk. And they got turned into stone. So that's like the point of no return. That's where we have to start being careful.
Yes.
Okay, shoot. Does anyone have a mirror?
Let me check my bag.
Let me check my equipment.
Oh my god, I do.
No way.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Mirror steel.
Vanity
I guess
pays off.
Yes, I hand it out and give it to Lady Keikui.
Okay, I have a plan, guys.
What's the plan?
You know how I have those special arrows that have like special abilities? One of the ones that I chose is called the Shadow Arrow. It says, if a creature is hit by an arrow, will be unable to see anything farther than 5 feet away until the start of your next turn. So I'm hoping that I can somehow, with my eyes closed, hit it, and then we'll be safe to, like,
I
without
don't
being
think you would
turned
have to
into
close
stone.
your eyes. Because can you be like
Oh, okay.
100 feet away or something?
Yeah, I can. That's true. Yeah, that's my plan. The only thing that it only starts until this. It's only until the start of my next turn. So after I hit it, and I only have 2 of those hits.
Yeah.
Well, how does the mirror play into this?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I mean the
Harry
whole Harry
Potter.
Potter thing. Don't the whole Harry Potter. Just don't look at it directly. Look at it through the mirror.
Ah.
Well, except in this case, Harry Potter, the basilisk kills you outright, and the mirror just petrifies you. But in D&D, it's just a petrification.
Yeah.
But theoretically,
Oh.
you could see if the mirror works or not.
Yeah. Let me know for that. Hey, man, I didn't bring this mirror for nothing.
I say that I'm cool enough with my arrow skills that I do the bow and arrow backwards. So I'm looking into the mirror, but then I can still shoot it.
Ooh. Yep.
So that it goes towards my back. I don't know. I'm just being stupid. I'll get that house. Just being
No.
cool.
I mean,
I just like to look cool.
it's D&D. The rule of cool has the most power.
Well, I mean, we have to. I don't. That stupid little cave. Can I see anything in there?
No, it's a dark because it's light out, so the cave is dark.
Oh. So what would the cave be light if it were dark out?
Okay, you got me there. Either way, it's a dark cave.
I don't know. Do I just shoot an arrow, see what happens into the dark cave?
Seems risky.
I feel like I would just be wasting an arrow. What's the game plan here, guys?
Yeah.
Because we're still on the other side of the quarry, right? Do we have to go to the other side?
Yeah, we probably have to get closer.
How deep is the water? Can we
There's no water in it. This one's a dry quarry.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we just walk over.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd walk around, right?
Well, there's no water, so we can just walk through it.
Well, no, the quarry drops down, so you have to follow the path.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look in my head and figure out what a quarry was.
I'm literally in Google Images.
Yeah, I had to figure out that. So, yeah, so there's paths around the edge.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a circular path. So you just, or I mean, or
Yeah, and they should be pretty. They're not narrow paths because a whole ass truck needs to go through it.
Yeah.
We get closer. We walk the path.
Yeah,
At what point do we stop? At what point is it dangerous? Is it when we get near to the statue people?
I would think so.
Are we gonna try and save the statue people, or are they just statues now? Is there any way of making them back into people?
Oh.
No, I think we would require somebody more powerful than us to break that spell.
Okay.
Cough, cough. Alexander told you that an oil in the basilisk can undo petrification.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
So we kill the basilisk, and then the oil. We have to extract the oil. I think he said from the
It's from the goalie.
throat or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
As you guys kind of approach,
Give me a second. If I summon a Fey familiar, how does that work?
what does it say?
the communication with it. It doesn't say anything. It just says, as an action, you can expend a use of your wild shape feature to cast the Find Familiar spell without material components. I guess I have to look up that spell.
Yeah. I'm looking it up too, but you can communicate with it up to 100 feet telepathically. And for an action, you can see through the creature's eye and hears what it hears.
What does it say, the 100 feet? Oh, there it is. Oh, but it doesn't disappear after 100 feet. It just has to be within 100 feet of me.
Yeah, if you want to communicate it, it just has to be 100 feet.
Alright, so how about this game plan? I summon a Fey spirit. Because I think that's the caveat on this one. Yeah, see, so when you cast a spell in this way, the familiar is a Fey instead of a beast. And the familiar lasts for 2 hours.
Give me a second. I'm just looking up what.
I just realized that we leveled up, so we have more stuff we could do now.
Yep. Moki can now use a multi-attack without going exhausted.
I have an extra attack now.
I think everyone but James does.
I can now attack twice instead of once. So now I won't feel useless.
Yeah, I think it could attack 3
Fey
times.
creatures.
Not sure.
You can summon a pixie, I guess, if you want. You can. It'll be a fey creature, whatever you want it to be.
Well, that's what I figured. It's probably like a little... I don't know, like a little pixie would probably be fine. I was thinking, because when you summon a beast companion, I was thinking of like a bat or something that would have dark vision. But do you know if any Fays have dark vision, or...
Uh, give me a second. Let's see. Um,
Why don't they just have a list of familiars?
I know. That'd be the easy way, huh? Let's see. Fey. Challenge rating 0, I think. There's a kill mollis. Oh, it has dark vision too. Ooh, it's so ugly.
All elves have dark vision, so if it's like an elf thing,
No, this is
Fey
not.
elf.
This thing is beautiful. Look at it.
Oh my goodness. That thing definitely has dark vision.
Oh,
Look at
It
the size
does.
of its eyes.
No, it does have dark vision. It's beautiful.
That's Fey creature?
Uh huh.
What is it called?
Kill mollis. Let me see. Usually there's a how to pronounce. There's not even a thing how to pronounce it. Ooh. Or it could be a boggle.
a boggle.
Yeah, you guys spot the boggles, remember? The little balls of dust. It makes the floor sticky and stuff.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you did. It was part of my Laketon arc.
God,
You didn't really fight
remember.
them. You didn't really
Okay.
fight the boggles, because I just had to make the
I
battlefield.
think it was me and Doc that fought him.
Mm. Well, Moki was there, but Moki was fighting other stuff.
Oh, that's probably why.
24 Fey Familiars.
Alright, either way, you're summoning a Fey familiar with dark vision.
Yeah, but I gotta look for one.
Patrick is making it easy for you, and you're like, no, I must do it
He
the hard
wants
way.
a pretty creature. He doesn't want the weird
Oh,
elephant.
I want a Comchag.
A Compchag? The heck is a Comp? How do you spell that? Compchag?
picking up. Oh, yeah, never mind. Some results may be explicit. Oh my god, what did you look up?
What the hell? Why doesn't it come out?
Wait, how do you spell it?
He put it in the chat.
Oh,
Comchog.
Compchag.
Here, I put the direct link to the PDF thing. It's on the Wizards website, so
Okay, that's fine.
It's an owl with one eye.
Oh, I was looking at.
yeah, and it has 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is
Alright,
that impressive?
so we finally have a creature, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just close my eyes and then I'll pray to all the gods that I get a Fey that has dark vision.
Suddenly, in front of you, the kind of a weird haze begins to fill in front of you, and as if like a ripple is occurring, and suddenly this, what the heck is it? It's an owl.
It's like an owl, you know. It has one eye.
The hoot hoot.
Oh, it's the an owl a cyclops owl appears in front of you and hoots at you.
And I'll understand it because I'm a bird.
Damn.
How
Really?
it hoots at you and it says, "What? How do you do?"
I have no idea if we fucking can understand it or not.
I
Oh, no, we
you
can't.
You don't have speak with animals?
It's not an animal.
Oh,
It's Fey.
Either way, it only understands Sylvan, which is a Fey
what
language.
speak that?
Creatures in the Fey.
Let me see. What do I speak? What do I speak?
But since the Find Familiar spell says that we can understand each other within 100 feet range,
Oh, okay.
so I'll just
Just said that.
tell it to go into the cave and see where the basilisk is.
Okay. The owl takes off and flies. How far? You guys walk towards the cave, right?
Oh, we want to be 100 feet away from the cave entrance.
Okay.
So once it gets to the cave entrance, I'm going to lose communication with it. I'm just going to send it in and then come back and report what it sees in there.
Okay. As you guys kind of get closer, the statues become a little bit more frequent, but you can also see that it's as if bites have been taken out of various statues. But you're
Okay, so this basilisk is hungry.
but yeah, as the you guys have kind of approached within that 100 feet range, and the owl begins to fly in. So you're out of range of sensing it, right?
Wait, so
out of
the Fey
100
wouldn't
feet, yeah.
turn to stone?
I have no idea. How does that work, Patrick? Because if my companion was to die, it would simply go back to the Feywild.
But it's being turned to stone death.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the question.
if it turns to stone and falls, it's probably going to shatter and die. Well, either way,
At what point does it go back to the Fey?
when it I don't
When
know.
it shatters.
Man, it's your spell.
But you're the DM. You got to rule on these things.
If it petrifies, it goes back to the Fey. The Feywild.
Okay.
So as it flies into the cave, you lose all all vision of it, and I'm gonna roll a random 20. 10 or higher survives.
Should it be 11, I think?
Oh, doesn't matter. It died. After a few seconds,
You cheated.
what?
I don't see it. Where did you roll it?
Oh, it didn't show up.
I don't see it. Do you guys see it? What did you roll?
It
I
should
don't see
show.
it.
Oh, that's weird. I
Uh,
wonder why it's not. Oh, now it rolled
Because
in that
you're
one.
DM.
But I'm in your whatever.
Oh, you rolled as me.
Yeah, you're old. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see a 5.
Oh, I was like, I rolled that.
Yeah.
Patrick,
What?
identity theft is not a joke.
um. After like a little while, your familiar doesn't come back out.
I'm like, oh shit, maybe he got petrified and
Well,
got sent back.
Well, the thing is, I would feel it, right?
Do you feel it?
Feel it?
Like, wouldn't I feel the spell ending?
Yeah, so you feel the connection severed.
So then I could relay that. I'd be like, oh, the basilisk is definitely in there. I don't know what happened, but my familiar is gone.
Do you want to try the trick? I mean, what other option do we have? Do we have like a bomb that we can throw in there?
No?
What else can we do without going in there?
Hmm. That's
Ooh,
a
I
tough
have
one.
flute. I can play the song and be like, come hither.
Come hither.
Are you gonna try and perform music to bring the creature out of the cave?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, just let me know. Is
You
that
can
what you
try
want
it.
to do, or?
Well, I'm trying to brain some ideas with this flute, but they're not talking to me. Tell me if I'm being stupid.
It's D&D. Everyone's stupid.
Yeah.
I do want to be cool and do while I'm staring into the mirror, because I want to see if that will still cause me to turn to stone.
Yeah, you can do that.
How big is the mirror?
Hmm.
Oh,
I'm wondering if we could have asked anybody else if they've done these experiments.
it's only the weight, like half a pound.
It's a small one, but actually I think Lady K's plan would work because it even says keep an eye on a Medusa. It's in the item description, so I would assume it works similar.
Mm-hmm.
Does it say?
It says to keep an eye
So-
on a Medusa, and so Medusas turn people to
Oh,
stones.
okay. Okay.
So we could send
Okay.
Moke in to distract it using the mirror so it doesn't look directly at its face. I have this vials of sticky liquid that I don't know what exactly they do, but they were pretty strong, right?
Yes.
Maybe we can try and get that over its eyes.
Get what over its eyes again?
So remember the first day that we were in the market, I bought vials. I got 2 vials of sticky stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and I bought a bunch of cloth. So maybe we can put
Yeah.
the sticky stuff on the cloth, and then you can we could somehow try to put it on the
Color
basilisk's eyes.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
we would send you in with the mirror.
Alright.
Because I can also bolster your let me see, I got a spell for that.
I will also say the cave has it's not a full cave that's like flush with the wall. Like there's an overhanging part, so you theoretically could also be on top of the cave.
Okay, and how big is the opening to the cave?
Probably about 10 feet.
Oh, okay, so it's double my size. Okay. Shoot.
What kind of check do you think the petrification is?
Who are you asking?
Everyone?
What?
Well, turning to stone, I don't know. What kinds are there?
Well, all the saving throws are strength, in wisdom, dex, con, charisma.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So like when it's gonna petrify you, I think you would probably have to roll for
Survival.
a.
No,
No, that's not one of them.
So it would be Constitution. I'll give it away. Constitution's usually like spells that would
Like
physically
life stuff,
affect
right?
you. Yeah. Like if you're poisoned, it's a con save usually.
Checks. Oh, okay.
Alright, so it's almost going to be 9, so let's just talk about a plan of attack for our next session. It's the first thing we're going to try.
Okay, yeah. So the spell I have can give you advantage on Constitution checks, and it also gives you 2d6 temporary hit points if we do that.
Okay.
Plus, you're already super beefy anyway, so I think you'd probably be the safest bet to try and fight a fucking basilisk.
Yeah.
Well, I can try and blind it first, and then he'll have a better chance.
Yeah. I mean, you could play your music and blind.
No, I don't know if playing the music would even help. That would just be like luring it out. But we don't want to lure it out. We want to keep it in the cave, no?
Only you and Doc have dark vision. Technically, you want. I'm gonna
I can't see
metagame and
shit.
say you probably want it out of the cave.
Okay. Well, since we don't know what we can lure it with, we'll just do whatever we can. We'll just do whatever we think we can do to lure it out. So definitely playing the music.
Does anyone know what basilisks eat?
What they eat?
Yes.
I'm guessing stone. The people didn't. Patrick say that they had like bite marks on them.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I can use I can't say this, prestidigitation. And because I can, I can create an odor. So I can just make the odor be something that the basilisk likes to eat, and then he'd be like, ooh, food. Or there's always the flute idea.
Oh, I mean, we could use it all.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about it more next time.
Well, I think
Yeah, we got
you
the
are on a good
land
track,
ruin.
I think. So right now, your plan in the works is plan for now.
Get out of the cave,
Lure
blind
it
it
out,
somehow,
blind it,
Blind
kill it.
and kill it. Yes.
And buff someone with con save thing.
Yeah, so I could blind it with that sticky stuff and the cloth.
It's the highest con save.
It's whatever the save is for the creature.
Oh, okay, okay. I see.
Yeah, so
But I mean,
so like if a goblin tries to poison you, the con save might be an 8. It's not like there's an upper lower bound. It's pretty much You have to hit the save,
but-
otherwise you get the status effect.
No, but I'm just asking who has the highest chance of beating it, because I have a +4 to con.
Moke?
I have +2.
Oh. The heck? How does Lady K have so much con modifier?
It's under saving throws, not
16?
under the.
Oh, wait, is it saving throw or
Yeah, it would be a saving throw.
Oh,
I have a +4 for my
+5.
con saving throw. Oh, okay. See, his is better.
You're at +5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
sounds
under
more.
con with him.
I was like, that sounds more correct.
I was about to say a
Mhm.
2. That doesn't.
Yeah, I have a 2 in con save.
Doc has a 1.
What?
He's got what, like 12? 12 Constitution?
Yep.
Damn.
Doc doesn't believe in HP.
Well, it's mostly class based anyway.
Yeah. And I think Lady K gets it also from
Fighter.
Fighter and maybe also from being an elf. Who knows?
Yeah, so Moki's the best bet. We'll probably try to cover its eyes with the sticky stuff. I'll buff him with the advantage on Constitution checks. Get more health. And then we got like a week to think about anything else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't worry about plans sounding stupid. There's stupid and then there's
Yeah.
fun stupid.
No.
If your plan is just to rush into the cave, I'm not gonna
That's
say
stupid.
yeah. Luring a creature out with like trapping the front of the cave or luring out with music isn't stupid, it's a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, and when we lure it out, we should be standing at the top of the cave so that we can make sure no one is going to be staring directly into
Yeah.
its eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just fly up.
Okay, what a show off.
I could just fly and constantly try and be behind it. I think
That's
it would
true.
take a considerable effort to try and always look behind it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what we got then.
Pretty good.
Let me write down the plan.
Oh, yeah.
Please write it down, because I haven't been writing down anything.
Yeah, while you guys were explaining, I wrote it down. Plus, I wrote down the stuff I need to prep for other stuff, and also need to give gems, crystals, an ore to. Moki's your pack meal, right?
For some things.
I mean, so these heavy ass things are probably going to be Moki's. I mean, these will be in like the inn, but when you guys go traveling, Moki would be the one carrying
Oh.
it.
Although my inventory weight is hitting its max.
Damn, Moki, how much crap you got?
How much is max again? I thought it was like what was it, 250 or 300?
I'd have to look up the calculation. It's more than you think.
Okay.
Especially since you're a Goliath, I think your size plays a bigger role.
Yeah.
Obviously, for the other two, it's a little bit. It's probably where you would think it would be. Plus, Doc can also be a pack meal too. But I think for you yourself, you actually have a bonus to it. Oh, and don't forget, you guys also have the bag of devouring.
Oh,
Yeah, what are we supposed to do with that?
Oh, I don't know. You just have it.
I know I have it. I always see it right there, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? It eats everything we put in it.
Have
We
we got
put the
anything out of it?
basilisk in there. Wait, but then we can't
We
extract
don't
the oil.
have
Never
proof.
mind. Yeah, never
Like,
mind.
I don't know why you gave us this item. We're not murder hobos.
We just
This is
have
like
to, once we're further on into our journey that we become full-blown murderers, we can, like, hide the evidence in there.
The dice demanded that it be the bag. I can't help it.
Jeez.
Okay. I think that's a good place to stop off then.
All right, all right.